Y'all ready to get funky?
Here, let me spice it up for you.
That was too soft.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. The boys say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't want that. Real bad like I had last week. I must stay deep, cause talking to you, I like Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. And as I continue, you know the big sweeter. So what can I do? I really bad, you my lord. To me, family is just like a sport. Anything now, it's all good. Me, your business, stay in the trumpet. A little bit of money got in my life. A little bit of Ellica by my side. A little bit of Rita, all I need. A little bit of Tina, all I see. A little bit of Sandra in the sun. A little bit of Mary, all I know. A little bit of Jessica, here I am. A little bit of you makes me your man.
Warzone sucks, right? I'm not the only one at this point getting tired of being scragged by cheaters, tryhards, or people with too much time on their hands. Seriously, how do you guys come up with these custom classes that are all over my TikTok? It feels like everyone out here is using their Galaxy brain while I'm out here using the M4 and MP5 like it's Season 1. And I already know the comment section on this. Well, you said Warzone is your number 2 ranked Call of Duty experience.
Bite me!
I don't care. I don't, because I don't think Warzone is bad, but I think the current state of Warzone is bad. Going from Verdansk, which was a massive fan favorite, to Caldera, which is basically like getting kicked in the kneecaps on a daily basis, to, well, being punched in the face on a daily basis. Neither one of these is a good option, but at least one hurts a little bit less. It just feels as though Caldera's a step back, but I do feel this weird need to talk about Warzone as a whole, mainly because I just want that sweet, sweet watch time to go up. So, what is Warzone? Well, according to the Call of Duty wiki, Warzone is a free-to-play game featuring 3 major game modes. Battle Royale, which you should definitely know by now, but in case you don't, it's a 100-plus player game mode in which you drop into the game's largest map, you collect money, loot, and self-revives or gas masks, while trying to outwit, outplay, and outlast all the rest to get to that big W. Just like that hit TV show Survivor, it's not about dying, but it's about 16 to 20 idiots being thrown on an island to compete in challenges and vote each other off for a total prize of $1 million, and is not at all scripted, John. Plus, bragging about Warzone wins is this generation's 1v1 me on Rust, bro.
Scoreboard! Scoreboard! Oh, what happened to your friend? Hey, I know that guy. I kill him. He cried like a pig.
Because having the most wins in Warzone is like an easy debate ender of the best player. I mean, like, how can you come back to somebody that's like, oh, I have 20 wins in Warzone? Other than, like, why don't you get a life? Don't forget everyone's favorite part of Warzone, the Gulag, in which you compete in a 1v1 to decide who gets to come back in the game, which either results in you coming back into the game or having your lifeless corpse shot at or teabagged.
Stop that right this second. What the hell are you doing?
We killed him, Dad. He's my property now. I'm laying claim to him.
Plunder. Collect cash while using your custom loadouts. Need I say more? My advice to rising creators that are trying to make meta videos: do not in any way post clips featuring Plunder, or you will get absolutely gutted in the comment section. Great way to level up weapons if you don't own any of the 3 major games. Plus, it's also just like the best way to get the most kills. Resurgence, which I usually ask the question, do you hate dying and watching your teammates have fun while you're shoving Doritos down your throat? No? Well, play Resurgence, where you can at least every time you die have a chance to come back into the game, so long as your teammates don't ditch you during the drop phase. This all happens when this counter reaches 0. I could also go to like a little bit of depth and say like how to play Warzone, but you would have to be like some sort of idiot to not understand how to Warzone. Like, it's literally step 1, build a loadout, step 2, drop in, step 3, just don't die, you idiot, and step 4, brag about it when you win. Step 4 is pretty achievable so long as your team doesn't actually abandon you during the drop phase, as mentioned before. If you're me, though, you're usually playing with a bunch of randos who either back out during the drop phase or are so incompetent to the point, like, for an instance that I just might as well mention, that you're pushing an entire squad with one of your teammates and the other 2 are fucking off in a house.
Oh, what the fuck ever?
You may as well just be, well, fucked. But if you have people to play with and communicate with, or as most people call them, the boys, then you'll probably have fun and get some wins. I will admit that the cheaters in this game probably hurt the game a lot, but they're getting memes right now, which is kind of great to watch. I'm not sure if you remember, but Warzone didn't have an anti-cheat up until the launch of Caldera, which was great. Making matches, at least during the Verdansk 84 period, unbearable, because it seemed like 1 in 10 games had a cheater in it, and if it didn't, at least for you, then boy, you got lucky. Recently, cheaters have been getting trolled, though, by the new AntiCheat, which originally came out and people kind of panned it, but it seems to be working a lot better now. Why ban them for them just to make another account, continue to wall hack, aimbot, live in their mother's basement, when you can just develop a system that is going to be rigged against them? So basically what the Ricochet AntiCheat does is rig everything against the cheaters and make players, meaning you or me, who aren't cheating, invisible, invincible, or cause their weapons to just basically malfunction or not shoot bullets, which is great watching these assholes get a taste of their own medicine.
The aimbot just fucking broke again, man. Bro. Look.
Pay attention, you'll be out there soon. While
It
you're
moves,
waiting, feel free to give these
but it
players
doesn't.
proper cheering. And if you find something wrong, feel free to give them that as well.
Oh, I'm sorry that this is ruining the experience of the game for just you, instead of you ruining the experience of the entire game for the rest of the player base. Fuck you. Eat Arby's. I'm just going to say it here and now, operators have and always will be my favorite part of the new Call of Duties. No matter how goofy their in-game bios might be, or how they may make zero sense with the overall story, they're still fun, and I find them enjoyable, and just to see all the different skins that come with them. Okay, so my video being at the point to increase the watch time, I want at least to answer the one question. Why does Warzone suck? Warzone's biggest problem was never really cheaters, even though it was rather annoying, maps, glitches, etc. It's the fact that 3 games are literally being supported by one studio in one game. There are over 100 weapons in Warzone right now. That is Modern Warfare, Cold War, and Vanguard put together, and it's still going with Vanguard having been released in November of 2021. Plus, for God knows what reason, other than money, Cold War is getting a new weapon, as mentioned in this video, and that's dumb. Obviously because it's going to be added to Warzone later, but you have now backed yourselves into a corner of imbalance, which in turn negatively affects the overall experience. Plus, updates don't come out as fast as they used to, because from what I understand of coding, doing one thing could break another thing. So you need to make sure everything works properly so you're not having to constantly fix something. Spoiler alert, this doesn't happen enough at all, because it kind of goes to this point I've made in a few different videos that it feels like what the developers do is that they fix something, expect praise for it, with everything behind it still on fire. Again, this is at least from what I see, and from what I at least think I know of coding. I could be very wrong, and someone could definitely correct me in the comments here. Just look at how the community views this game now. While it launched at literally the most perfect time during COVID because everyone was just entering lockdown, players enjoyed it. Watching creators play it was fun, and it's even referenced in the Warzone trailer because all I would ever hear and say was, "Let's go." But now, oh man, just like look how miserable some of these people are when they play the game, some of these content creators. Hell, Courage, who was a big streamer for Warzone, left and went back to Fortnite because of how bad Caldera is. I think he's come back here and there. I don't really watch him that often, but Warzone sucks because there's too much going on. There's too much support needed to keep this thing going. And yes, Warzone 2 was announced, or at least has been like leaked information, and that's wonderful. But if things kind of stay on this track and don't end up changing, then I doubt things are going to be changing anytime later. And I'm not saying Warzone isn't fun, because at the very least, it is fun. I do find it at least enjoyable, but that's also because I've given up about being angry, but instead create points and kind of talk about them in these kind of videos, like I've mentioned in previous videos. I mean, it'll maybe get you somewhere, and hopefully things do get better. Speaking of which, segue, how can Warzone get better? I mean, like, what a segue, huh? Can someone please give me a round of applause in here? I mean, this is great. But that is a great question. Here's a puppy so that you feel better about yourself. To make Warzone better, you need to vault some of the non-fan favorite weapons for a few reasons. It helps balance out the game, plus you have 18 fucking different variants of the same gun. Like, how many M4s and how many AKs can exist in one game? Jesus Christ. It helps with the overall variety of what guns are currently in the game. That way you're not seeing the same guns over and over. And even if you want to bring some of these guns back, you can definitely do that. I think part of why this doesn't happen is because take a game like Fortnite. They vault weapons all the time. Obviously that's because it makes way for new weapons, but also because it keeps the game fresh. The thing is, they can do this with minimal backlash. There's no progression involved at all. So basically no one actually has a gun that they leveled all the way up to completion that's going to be taken out of the game. Just a gun that they got good with. The devs at this point for Call of Duty just need to grow a pair and vault some of this stuff. It's just a massive imbalance of the game, and I think they're better off doing it. Another idea is add a map rotation. Homie, listen, your Warzone story sucks. Just adding and dropping maps is dumb. Allow players to play all the maps in your rotation. Maybe incentivize players to play the new one. How? Maybe double XP, maybe special camos. I don't know. You guys shoot yourselves in the foot by forcing players to play a map they don't like. Caldera is not a great map at all. Most times I find myself bored after the second or third match. And God help my soul if I have to play Rebirth against a bunch of fucking tryhards. So just give me a map rotation. And it's that easy. Maybe eliminate skill-based matchmaking from Warzone. 100 players and I'm constantly facing the sweatiest of the sweaty? No thanks, just take it out. Thanks. Finally, one idea that might be a little bit controversial is incentivize players for Warzone wins. Not a major issue, honestly. I don't think this is something that really matters, but getting a Warzone win these days can equate to, I don't know, maybe winning the lottery. It's not something I feel like that happens as often. I mean, there's obviously players that get them all the time, but just saying the general public isn't like those players, so you kind of want to incentivize those players to keep playing and get better. My idea is when a team wins, other than just giving them a victory royale, reward them maybe with COD points to the store, which allows players to buy the skins that they like, which could in turn, A, get other players to buy that specific skin, or B, get that player to buy more skins based off what they see in the store. I equate this to like going to a store, and if you've ever been in a checkout line, you'll see like cables, candy, gift cards, all this junk that you feel like you don't need, but you end up walking out with something. That's because it's a way for you to kind of browse around before you all of a sudden get up those small little dollar items or whatever. That's kind of this. I mean, it's a way for you to kind of see what's available around you, and maybe you do want to purchase something. And I feel like it's a win-win in my mind, with those who don't want to spend the extra money being rewarded for having earned that win versus those who don't mind actually spending a bit of money and they get a bit of a bonus for their efforts. So those are my ideas. Do you agree? What ideas do you have? But that's why I think Warzone sucks. It's just a mess right now with the support of 3 major games. So hopefully someone important sees this, or maybe not. Who cares? If any of these ideas, especially the COD points idea, is one that gets put into a game, I would like a check, and maybe a yearly in-game event, though. Like, that'd be kind of nice. I don't know, what do you think of Warzone? Does it suck? Let me know in the comments section. Like and follow if you enjoyed the video, and, well,